Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Check out our large assortment of logo merch and our lifestyle collection as well. Just head over to abvnetwork.com and click on shop. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. Finally, we are sponsored by the upcoming ABV Barrel Shop, a new liquor store experience coming to St. Louis, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop will serve as home to the ABV Network and will be owned and operated by Steve Akeley, Jim Fosnot, and Scott Creighton, a.k.a. the Barrel Buddies. To learn more about the investment opportunities in this new venture, listen to the ad at the end of this podcast. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink! Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we're discussing how chairs ruined one of bourbon's greatest gifts. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Kathy Cool and Heidi Fosnot.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Yes.
Happy Groundhog Day.
So happy Groundhog Day, which I hate Groundhog Day because I hate that whole pageantry up in, Philadelphia, greater Philadelphia area. I'm not big into that Punxsutawney Phil guy. That's terrible.
You don't like the groundhog?
No, I don't like it because it just seems they read the stupid scroll statement. They try to make it this huge thing. It's just like, okay, I get having a groundhog out and seeing an extra groundhog.
Tradition, Steve.
Oh, they pull him out of there and he pees.
Tradition.
He pees on him every time they do, which is I would too. That when you're a groundhog, that's all you got. You can either bite him, he's got a big glove on, you can't really bite him, but you can whiz on him. I would whiz on that son of a bitch every time. Like, well, that's what Phil does. It's his only defense. Yeah.
If you would like, Steve, there's a groundhog that lives outside of our house somewhere. If you'd like, we can switch it to Groundhog Day at Neely's, and we'll go out there and we'll grab our groundhog.
Yeah.
There was one living under the porch across the street last year. We called him. What did we call him? I think we called him Oscar.
We have one that lives up in the woods next to the shed, and we call him Whistle Pig.
Whistle Pig, yeah. They're
Sure
called
it's
whistle
not a bear?
pigs. Oh, Heidi, what if it's a baby bear? You've got to be careful, Heidi.
It'd be so cute. I'll go get it and cut
No,
it.
because the mama might be around. That's the worst case scenario. You never mess with a baby bear. That's the worst case.
Bear cub.
That's how you die.
Yeah.
That's how you die.
Yeah.
How'd Heidi die? Not well.
Yeah. Seeing an adult isn't as bad as seeing a baby, actually, because the baby, you don't know where mama's at. And when mama sees you, she's not happy. That I can guarantee you. So, Beka, before we get started on the topic for today, you said there's something you want to talk about. What is that?
Okay, so I have this theory, and I've had this theory for a very long time. Okay?
Yes.
Doppelgangers.
Uh-huh.
I think that the exact same people live in every single state. I think that every state has doppelgangers of every single person. There's a Kathy up in North Dakota and a Heidi and a Steve. Not me, because I'm here. So mine is here somewhere. Mine's in Kentucky. I could possibly see my doppelganger here. But
what about the rest of the world? Like, is there one in England?
That's a good question. I only went with states, but yes.
What about China?
Everywhere. You have a doppelganger everywhere you go. There's someone that looks like you, almost exactly like you.
I saw that down in Key West. There was one of me down there. I ran into him.
Because we had someone in the distillery just the other day, and I looked at them for like a solid minute going, aren't they from North Dakota? And I talked to them. They were definitely not from North Dakota, but I thought that they were a person that I definitely knew.
Uh-huh.
And it freaked me out.
Yeah.
And they're not. It's not the person I knew. And
I saw my doppelganger at a water park. In fact, my friends went up to her thinking that it was me and were talking to her. Raging Rivers Water Park over in Grafton, Illinois. This was probably in like 1991. And then back in the days when Amy Poehler was on SNL, people used to tell me all the time that they thought I looked like Amy Poehler. I think I'm aging and she's not, and the whole resemblance is gone now.
Ah, that's too bad. That's too bad.
If you saw me in my 30s, you would have been like, that looks like Amy Poehler.
I had an incident once in a Target, and I ran into my doppelganger in a Target.
Really?
Did you guys stop and look at each other? And
I turned around and we locked eyes and looked at each other, and then just turned and walked away in the most awkward.
Been like that movie.
Because I looked and I thought that there was a fucking mirror. Because
really?
We just both looked at each other and I was like, ugh, what the fuck was that? It was weird. It was the weirdest. I thought I just saw myself, and it was very strange. So the Matrix is real.
After you walked away, did you go back when you were like,
no, because it was it was just it just felt weird. This person looked like same height, same stature, same face, same color hair.
Did you have to find a new Target because you were afraid to go back to that one?
I still went back to that Target. I've never seen myself again there. But that, I think, solidifies that we are living in the Matrix or some sort of reality world, or time travel is real and I accidentally ran into myself when I time traveled back at some point.
Or there's parallel universes and they accidentally collided for 2 seconds and you saw yourself.
We don't know. We have no idea.
How old are you when you start walking? About 2? I think when I was about 2, my mom had me up at the South County Mall at Stixbury and Fuller. And it was during the holiday season. It was very crowded, and I'm walking with my mom. She's got my sister. She's pushing my sister in a stroller thing. So I got to walk by myself. And so I guess I was 3, because I was about 3 when my sister was born. So she was new. So I'm 3 years old, and there's this big crowd, and everybody's walking between each other. You can't just walk next to so many people to walk. And next thing you know, I lose track of my mom. And all of a sudden, I'm looking around, I can't see her. And then I see getting ready to go up on the escalator. There's my mom, but she's holding hands with another kid, like a girl, little kid. So I go running up and grab her coat and say, Mom, what are you doing? And she turns around. It's not my mom, of course. It's someone. And I just sit on the floor and just start crying. I don't know what the hell's going on, where my mom is. She's gone. Someone who looks like my mom now is with some other kid. So security had to get called, and all that kind of good stuff. And eventually we did get put back together. But it was traumatic for me at the time. Yeah, I remember it. I mean, I was little then, but I still remember that, man.
At least you think you got put with the right mom.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
Pete, what if you're not with your mom?
Yeah, I might not be. I might have been with just some random lady from the South County Mall. Yeah.
This woman's been raising you for years. And it's not your mom.
And then he finds out it's not his mom.
Her kid was probably like a real brat, and she's like, yeah, I'll take that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And your poor real mom is dealing with some asshole child.
Maybe she's a listener. Maybe she'll hear this and be like, oh, wait a minute. That has to be my son. I lost him at the mall. Yeah.
Look at that. ABV Network bringing people together like never before.
Exactly. Maybe you guys can help me find my real mom. If anybody knows of someone who lost a mom at South County Mall in approximately 1971, let me know. Thank you. Or whatever mall was available in 71. I don't even know if South County was even open then. It might have been another mall. I was 3. I don't remember, but I just remember.
We'll have to go back into the archives for that one.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Well, there you go. There you go. It is now time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Heidi, who I know where her doppelganger works. She works at a pizza place here in St. Louis, and she waited on me the other day. And I kept wanting to call her Heidi. I almost did once.
Did you tell her about me?
No, I didn't. Because I think people just think you're weird. They're like, yeah, sure, right. But I would think so. But I didn't say anything.
All right. So I was up in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin is only someone who's from Wisconsin could say.
I know.
Wisconsin.
So I got me some John Henry.
John Henry. Okay.
It's been open, so I don't know what it's going to do.
Okay, that's really good. Probably going to be enough to win. I think it'll be enough to beat me. I've got Henry McKenna here, a bottle that is about halfway gone, I'd say. It's probably right at that 50% mark. Let's see what we got here. That was not bad. But I'll still say Heidi has the lead. I thought that was a better offering than I thought it was going to be, but just not quite enough to get over the hump there. So, Kathy, you're next.
Okay, so my sister gave me this. She has notoriously given me bottles of Jack Daniels for Christmas many years. She upped her game. We're now drinking the Isaac Bowman out of Fredericksburg, Virginia. So it's finished in, it's port barrel finish. Let's see what it does.
Sure. No, nothing going on there. Nothing going on there.
Did you guys even hear anything?
Yeah, it was the cutest little pop.
Yeah, not much going on there. Yeah. Miss Beka Sue, what do you got?
Since I'm eating, I'm gonna not drink a bourbon with it because I don't like to eat bourbon or
drink food.
Yes, I like to eat my bourbon and drink food at the same time. But I picked this stuff up the other day. It's from St. George Artesian Distillers. But it's a spiced pear liqueur, and this stuff is absolutely fucking. I bought this like 3 days ago.
Oh gosh, I'm surprised it's lasted that long.
I don't know how it has. It's good, but it's absolutely delicious.
What's it called?
It's St. George Spiced Pear Liqueur.
Spiced pear liqueur.
And they do make it. They make it over.
Is it really sweet?
Yeah, it tastes like Christmas. I got it to add to my sangria. Yes, the Christmas sangria.
Yeah.
And I saw this. I was just going to get some Grand Marnier.
Right.
And add that into it. I saw this and I was like, well, pear is great for Christmas. Maybe this is good. And the bottle was like kind of like I like the bottle. It looked good. And I was like, maybe.
Well, St. George does a good job. They've been around a long time. Yeah.
If you have not, I've been just adding it to my red wine lately. I know it sounds stupid, but it makes my red, it's second level. It's so good. So
sure.
If you like to switch things up a little bit, find some St. George spiced pear liqueur and drink the entire bottle in 3 days.
All right, let's hear what we got here. Okay. What you'd expect based on the level of that bottle. There's pour and a half left in there. So, now she's got just about nothing there. So,
might as well drink the rest of it. It is lower proof, so whatever.
Yeah. Cheers, gang.
Cheers.
All right. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about chairs and how chairs has ruined one of bourbon's most treasured gifts. We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley of the ABV Network. Let's talk about the people who make this show happen. First up is Leatherwood Distillery in Pleasant View, Tennessee. Company founder Andy Lang started distilling as a hobby while serving his country as an elite Green Beret. Andy distilled all over the world during his time in the military and brought this passion back to him in the U.S. when he returned home. A visit to Leatherwood combines Andy Lang's unique distilled spirits and a museum of artifacts from his time serving the U.S. Share a drink with a fallen soldier at their bar where you can grab an acrylic bio off the wall that celebrates the individuals who gave the ultimate sacrifice to protect his or her country. They will also ship their distilled spirits directly to you, so check them out at leatherwooddistillery.com. We are also sponsored by Moonshine University. This longtime partner for the ABV Network helps educate individuals looking to get into the distilled spirits business, service industry employees looking to expand their knowledge, and individuals simply wanting to know more about the process and history of the spirits industry. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification at Moonshine University, and it's something I continuously draw upon and connect with fellow graduates. Check out their full listing of classes, including Executive Bourbon Steward certification, production classes, and more at moonshineuniversity.com. Okay, let's talk about Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent visits to Kentucky. Today, he's leading the way for young distillers making their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery combines family history, a look at what makes their products unique, and of course a tasting through their whiskeys, moonshines, and creams. Check them out at neelyfamilydistillery.com and visit them in Sparta, Kentucky. All right, back to the show.
Hello, this is Daddy Kennard, and Recording on the ABV network.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about chairs.
Yes, we are. And bourbon. How do those two fit together, you might say? Well, I think it's with birthday bourbon. So with birthday bourbon, rather than just coming out, the night before the release of birthday bourbon, which is September 2nd. So usually on the September 1st, around 6:00 p.m., people start sitting down and line up. Well, this time people got the great idea of about 3 days beforehand going on, just putting on a chair and then going home and living your life. Your chair is going to hold your place in line. So that started. And ultimately, Old Forester had a real mess on their hands, and they decided to, some people staying there, some people not with the chairs, and then some people, doing different things. So they decided, hey, we're just going to give line tickets at some point. Who's ever in line, they're just going to get a ticket, and that's just how it is. And so that kind of started this. But then, of course, one of my favorite things is at the Heaven Hill Distillery. Every day they would, have some sort of limited selection. And that could be, like the Old Fitz or Parker's Heritage or any number of things that they would have that are allocated and hard to get. They would have in the gift shop, and it could be anywhere from 15 of them to 36 of them, and it just depended on. But you never knew what was going to happen each day. But what happened after that chair incident? People started putting chairs down and saving their spots with it. And then the distillery came out with a thing. Okay, no chairs are allowed, but they're not there all night. They can't police that. So there's no one there and people were still doing it. And then, of course, you got Facebook groups where people are like, I'm going to, tonight I'm going to kill someone that has the chairs and I'll fight the person. They're saying all this stuff. And of course, the distillery's got to read all that stuff. They got to be like, at some point, something's going to happen here. So they made a rule, no more chairs at all. Unless I guess you have a, physical handicap where you have to have the chair, of course, and then that would be okay. But just in general, you can't have a chair. So like I'm old and fat. If I'm going to go stand for 8 hours, I can't stand. I need a chair to sit in, but that's not allowed. That's not allowed at all anymore. You can't have a chair at all on site. And they're only doing the special releases like 2 days a week. They tell you what it is the day before now. It's a whole thing going on. It's not, they ruined it. They've ruined it for me. Yeah, I don't care about everybody else. They ruined it for me. Go ahead, Heidi.
Oh, I was going to say, it's no fun, too, if, like, the surprise, it was always the surprise there, like, ooh, what's it going to be today? So it was like, you're a kid in a candy store because you don't know what is behind, the case. They're getting ready to bring it out, and now and you're like, meh, I'm not going. Yeah. I don't know. I guess it could work both ways.
I guess it's a pain in the ass. Now they come out, there's a form you have to fill out. And then, so you fill out the form and it's got all your contact information. They keep it on file. So you're, you have
to have a driver's license.
You have to have a driver's license. Yeah. Which you needed anyway. But now I don't know why you need the driver's license and the form. It seems like if they can scan your license, what do you need the form for? But
I was going to say they just scan your license.
But I don't know. It's terrible. It's terrible we've come to this.
I look at it from the other aspect too, the retail aspect of when you're holding a lottery and then, you're setting up, because I was the one that had to set up these lines and where everybody was supposed to go and how they were supposed to, how that line was supposed to flow. And then in the morning you're walking through and you're like, really? Why is there, 32 empty chairs?
Right. Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So
why were people just walking in front of the chairs?
Yeah.
Well, and that's what everybody said they're going to do, but that's easy to say, I guess, and harder in theory. Because it's confrontational. Whether you like it or not, that is confrontational, and there's a lot of people who don't like confrontation. Even now, Beka would be the like to just do it, but
if no one else is if no one's in the chairs.
Right.
Usually they have somebody.
If no one is in the chair, then I'm just going to go past the chair.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the fist fight's going to ensue once they fucking show up.
Well, the protocol used to be, of course, when it's super cold and you get there the night before, you were allowed to put a chair out and sit in your car to warm up and things like that. So that was technically kind of an agreement amongst bourbon fans that, if my chair's there, it's going to hold my spot even if I'm not there with it. But then it gets out of control when people put that chair down and then they just leave. They leave the premises.
Yeah, somebody has to be in the chair. If you have a chair there, I think someone has to be in the chair.
Yeah.
If they had just had somebody post in the chair, then maybe this wouldn't have gotten so out of control.
Yeah, or I'm cutting.
Yeah. So
no one there.
I do think the solution should be, I agree with both of you. The solution should be, okay, you can still have a chair there, but you cannot leave the chair anymore. Even if it's cold, you either have to sit in that chair or get up, take your chair with you, and you're going to lose your spot. You can come back and get wherever it is after you warm up or whatever you need to do, go to the bathroom or whatever it is. So I don't know.
I think it should be like, if it's a distillery like that, then, instead of having a set time, you're going to hand out tickets, or a set time, you're going to do that just randomly at any given time. Like, it could be midnight, it could be 4 a.m., it could be 6 a.m., 8 a.m. You never know. You're just going to walk out and hand out the tickets.
Hand out the ticket. And the problem is there's that human element, and then all of a sudden you start seeing the same people and someone's tipping them off. So this way, I think, is at least fair. The old way, now it's been ruined where it's just no longer fun anymore. It's still fair, I think. A fair way to do it. It's just not fun. Yeah.
Can you take something that wouldn't necessarily be considered a chair, like a small couch, a beanbag?
Yeah, that's what people are saying.
Like, child there.
There's like, nobody said anything about a sleeping bag. I can bring that. So yeah, everyone's going to push, no matter what you come up with, someone's going to push the envelope. They did say these are the rules for January 1st to January 31st. They'll evaluate after that. So maybe something will come out of this and things will change. But
here you go. I got one for you, Steve.
Okay.
Roll up in a wheelchair.
No, I don't want to do that. That's bad karma. At worst, yeah.
But it would work.
Worst, it's just bad karma. I mean, people.
Hold on. Why are you making it? Why can't you just be in a wheelchair? Like, they're kind of nice.
Well, yeah, I know, but I feel bad because there's people who.
If you don't say I am handicapped, then you're not being an asshole.
I think one way around it.
Wheel around all day. Granted, I'd be massive, but like.
I think one way where I couldn't live with myself if I was doing that. I would feel bad. But if I had one of those canes that had the little pop-out chair on it, they can't stop that, right? If I got the little cane and then I go up and I sit on that, they can't be like, get the hell out of here. I'm like, my leg's bad. I sprained my ankle. You don't know what's going on with me. I think that would be okay. That's okay. Because that could be a temporary situation. I don't know.
I'll get one of those scooters for like if you break your foot or whatnot.
Yeah.
And you can just sit on it when you need to, or, stand there with your foot on it when you need to.
Yeah. The legend will be fine. He'll be able to go down there and sit in line now because he's got a scooter. So,
yeah.
They're not going to let him be out there. They're discriminating. No,
I think they're okay with that. In those situations where you have to use that stuff.
At one point, the legend did talk about putting the booster seat on it for you.
Oh, there you go. Maybe a sidecar.
I was hoping that he'd just hook up one of our little red wagons behind it and he can just tow me around.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That's the plan for Key West. I'm packing one of those little red wagons and I'm just going to have.
Well, I've got good news for you, Beka. Yeah, he's getting either has a new one or getting one. It's kind of like an off-road one that has like a 30-hour charge on it. And he's now going to drive down there, and because now he can bring his little scooter for like inside the hotel and that, and then he's got his big scooter where he can go down the street. So yeah, he can tow you around at this point.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Now I know options. I can just drive down with him instead of flying if something happens to our flight.
Yeah. The legend is heading down there now.
My brother did just buy his tickets to fly down there today.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I
got some great tickets this past Tuesday.
It's a big deal for the mustache and bourbon to be there.
Expensive. How did you find great tickets?
First Tuesday of every month. Well, it's actually usually it's the first Tuesday of every month is the best time to buy, but any Tuesday they're always on special. So if you start searching websites, like I'll go through Priceline, Expedia, and then I'll go directly to the airline themselves, and I'll call them and be like, "Hey, Priceline has this or Expedia has that. Can you beat it?" And they usually will.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a rewards member.
There you go. So cheapness is good. It helps out. Yeah.
Both ways. I got the seats I wanted. I got the times I wanted. And for 2 tickets round trip, we only paid, I'm going to say it was like $620.
Damn, we're looking at that per person.
Oh, yeah. Should have got with Heidi. But we do have a Tuesday coming up. We do have a Tuesday coming up. Of course, now we're all flipped into this thing. We're well back from Key West and all this when the show drops.
Right.
But yeah, now we're going back in time. See, it happens. Speaking of going back in time, we have Danny here with us. Danny has just joined us. Danny, what's going on?
Has joined.
What happened?
Danny's opinion on this.
Yeah, Danny, what do you think about the chairs ruining things like the Heaven Hill thing? Because people were just setting out chairs. They were then walking away. Matter of fact, even leaving the property, maybe going home and going back to bed, but setting out a chair, leaving, and then coming back in the morning and be like, well, my chair held my spot all night. And now Heaven Hill is like, they've kind of banned, all the giveaways. They do it 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, which is terrible for people like Danny and I that don't live there, Heidi, Kathy. We're not typically there on Tuesday and Thursday. We're there on the weekend.
Exactly. I mean, no, you should not. You should not be able, unless there's a person there, you should not be able to hold a spot. Plain and simple.
I agree.
But in the chair.
Exactly.
Yeah, you should be able to have a chair, but you need to be in your fucking chair.
Exactly. You can bring little portable heaters or whatever you want with you, I mean.
I think we need to create a chair that looks like an umbrella or is like some random item that you can just pull out and it's like a little seat that you can just sit in.
Yeah, that's a new thing. Yeah, Heidi invented that, so it'll be good. The umbrella chair. I don't know if that's legal. I mean, once they see you sit down, it's no longer an umbrella, but maybe, I don't know.
Maybe you're doing squats.
It's so funny because you know how these like I sent Kathy the thread where they were talking about this at Heaven Hill, and like every third person is, well, can I still bring a chair? They answered no, absolutely no chairs. You see two people down from that. Can I bring a chair? Or chairs are still allowed, right? No, I don't know how many times they can say it and be as clear as possible. No chairs. If you bring a
chair, do they kick you out? Are they like fucking leave?
I don't know because they're not there all night. If this is, you're there sitting on a chair at 3 a.m, who's going to kick you out? I don't know.
You need to roll up with a picnic table.
Yeah. And then when they get there, so say I go there because again, I'm old. I can't stand for that long. I bring my chair, I'm sitting there and then everything goes. And as we get there and I put it away right before I know the staff gets there, like 7 o'clock, I go put it in my trunk. Do you think my fellow bourbon fans would be like, he sat in a chair. He had a chair.
Honestly, nowadays, yeah,
they probably would because that would kick me out of line. They would be like, "Hey, he had a chair. Check his trunk. There's a chair."
I asked on Facebook if you could have a chair. You guys said no, and this fucking bearded fuck over here was sitting in a chair all night. So he needs to leave right now.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how it'll go down. Especially if they come in and they say, well, we got 15. Well, guy number 16 in the line is right there. He had a chair. He had a chair.
Exactly.
They're probably like taking pictures of you too, like all night. See, proof. Proof.
Here it is.
Go on my phone.
Yeah.
Well, especially the guy at the end of the line that, like, if they only had 15 bottles and number 16 is standing down there and he's really hoping to get that bottle, he damn well is going to rat your ass out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And number 17 and 18 are going to get right behind him and start yelling too.
Hell, Danny would turn me in if he had the chance. If Danny could get a good bottle or not get a good bottle, he'd turn me in. There's no loyalty in this stuff. He'd turn me in a second.
Hey, Steve, I turn you in for no reason at all.
He would be like, oh, my back.
Becca, they're giving out 15. Becca's 43 in line, and she's telling on me.
Hell, Becca's probably first in line.
And you'd be way back. That guy way back there. He doesn't affect you. Yeah, I know. I just want him to.
He had a chair. Yeah, so there you go. That's how it is. That's what we've been reduced to.
Can you sit on the ground?
You can sit on the ground. I don't think they can stop you from that.
That turns the ground into a chair automatically. Then everyone is kicked out.
Yeah.
What if you put a pillow under your butt? I mean, come on, it's just getting out of control.
I know. Then however you define it, someone's going to have a what if,
Well, so. but then they have to give a definition of what a chair is to them.
Imagine it's going to be like 48 pages long. What is a chair? What is a chair?
Because you can go, this is not a chair. It's
a beanbag. It's not a chair. It's a beanbag.
Anything you can sit on is a chair. And hence, that's why I said that the ground would become a chair because you sat down on it and then everyone is kicked out.
Everyone leaves. If someone sits on the ground and they all go. That's the rule. You have to police each other. So yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and bring a tent and climb in it, and then no one can see what
you can't tell. Yeah.
No, they don't say anything about tents. She's not wrong. Yeah. But
what if you just had like a porta potty and you could close the door and you just like, post your porta potty up?
You'd have a lot of people knocking on the door to use your porta potty.
Yeah. You don't want that.
No,
that's a whole other issue.
A full porta potty is not a good porta potty.
Ice fishing house? I'm thinking like a small one-person building.
Maybe.
Close it off.
Yeah.
A portable shower.
There you go.
So you see how terrible it is. It's a mess. And I don't know.
It is a mess.
I guess over time they'll vet this thing out and see what they want to do with it. But for right now, that's the rule. And they said they will evaluate month to month until they come up with whatever the final rules are. So I don't know. We'll see. TBD on this one, but I don't like where we're at right now. I know that. So, all right, we'll wrap the show up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Kathy, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
I'm on the Facebook machine at Kathy Cool.
All right, Danny.
You can find me at Danny Kennard on Facebook.
Heidi.
You can find me on Facebook as Heidi Topol Eller, or you can find me on Instagram as Heller_Barrel Dave.
Oh yeah. One other thing. Happy Groundhog Day, Danny.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, it's Groundhog Day. It's Groundhog Day, dude.
Okay.
How about you? Where can people find you?
Please do not find me on Facebook. I will not be adding you if you try to find me on Facebook. But find me on Instagram and Twitter at Miss Beka Sue 1K no C's.
Okay. Is there an avenue for them to get in with Facebook? Is there someone you look at and be like, oh, they follow Steve or they follow McNew or Royce? So this may be the way they can get in with Miss Beka Sue. Who do they need to become friends with?
Are you Freddie Johnson?
You got hacked against.
You're not?
Right.
Were we BFFs in high school? Oh, we were? Okay. Don't
But
say
does Freddie Mills count?
Maybe.
Probably accept, but then I'd like mute.
Right. Mute. Yeah. Did you see someone hack Freddie Johnson's?
Yeah, I got one of the messages.
My God.
You get one?
I didn't get one of the messages.
So hold on. I got a spam from Freddie Johnson and you didn't?
No,
well, Steve, I guess we know where we rank as friends with Freddie.
Yes.
Because I got spam that said, oh my God, is this you in this video?
Yeah. She's even happy about getting spam from Freddie Johnson.
Yeah.
That's not Freddie, but that's still.
I was pumped.
It's a win. It's a win.
I saw that and I was like, oh man, he got hacked. And I got spam.
Yeah. All right. For me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much network.com. This conversation is why you want to listen to the whole show. Don't click off. You never know what's going to happen. So you got to stick around. Beka, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right. Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Hasta la bourbon.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least, at the top of the show, I mentioned investment opportunities at the new liquor store concept, the ABV Barrel Shop, being launched in 2022 by myself, Jim Fosnot, and Scott Creighton. We are crowdfunding some of the capital needed to open the store. Not only does it offer a return on your investment, but a lifetime of status and benefits at the store. Of course, this investment is a loan and involves a high degree of risk, which may not be suitable for all persons. Prospective investors should carefully evaluate the risk and merits of an investment, should confer with their own legal and financial advisors, and should be able to bear the risk of the loss of their investment before considering the investment described herein. If you would like more information, contact us via the under construction website at abvbarrelshop.com and fill out the form.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening, and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.